Hello everyone and welcome to my coloring corner. Today is Art Therapy Thursday and we're going to work on the Ruth Sanderson picture from the Grayscale fantasy book that we started on on Monday. We're going to try to finish up some of this and I will do more of it tomorrow for finish it Friday if we don't get it finished today. So we're going to work on his hair. As you can see here, I've done a part of his hair. We're going to work on the rest of his hair and then we're going to move on to her, and hopefully within an hour we'll be able to get her and some of the foliage done up here, and we'll see where we get to. Hopefully we don't have too much to do tomorrow. So I'm going to switch you over to the close-up camera so we can see his hair, and we're going to go in and just little flicks on his hair here. I'm going to take our white and we're going to go in a little bit on areas that have a little bit of white so that we don't lose them. For some reason my glasses are pinching down on my nose, making it hard to breathe and giving me the sniffles. So I'm just going to go through and I'm going to put in the white areas so that we don't lose them with the black. Like so. Now we'll lose a little bit of that, but I'll try not to lose too much. And this is a bit of a braid, so I'm going to sharpen my pencil here. I want it really sharp, and of course it broke. For some reason the black has been giving me issues. I'll have to let Castle Arts know. The black breaks very simply in my set. Glad I have another set. I have backups, so I'm not too concerned about it, but hopefully the light isn't blinding you guys as much as it is me. The light picks up a lot of shine. Alright, and then we're going to turn just slightly here, and we're going to start going in little flicks up the braid, because this is all braided. And it's difficult to do that. So I'm just leaving that area separating them with a little bit of the gray in there. And we'll go through it with a gray pencil and establish the separation a little bit better. need a better sharp tip on this. I want it very sharp. Don't do that with your hand, use a brush. So we're still using the Castle Art Golds here. I have been using the Prismacolor white because it does show very white. So even if I go over it, it still shows the white, which is preferable. All right. And this bottom part here. Trying to get it to go in the right direction. Like so. Her hair will be a lot easier to do because it'll be a lot more of the longer flicks. Like this. So come off of the back there. Just gonna even that out. And there we have the majority of his hair started. Now we're going to grab our gray, which is in here. And we're going to just gray some of it out. Not very deep, but just enough to show the tops of those braids. Like that. And I'll go through and I'll add more of the black and clean that up a little bit more. There's a little bit of the grayscale showing through. The front of his hair has a little bit more white light hitting it. Now I'm doing that with my finger on purpose just to blend that in a little bit. Like so. Alright, so now we're going to move on to her, and we're going to do the same thing with her. We're going to take the black pencil, and I'm going to do a part of her hair here, and then we'll move on to her face. And if I end up leaving anything undone today, I'll do it. And if there's anything I haven't shown you how to do, I'll do that tomorrow, as well as the background, because I'm going to do the background with something different other than the pencils. Need a bit sharper. The one trick to doing hair, of course, is to keep your tip of your pencil very sharp. The sharper the tip of your pencil, the better, so that you can flick those little tiny lines into the hair. She's got a bit of a curl, so you gotta watch the curl. So, sorry if I zone out. I'm not really zoning out, just concentration. Seeing where all of that hair goes. And yes, I could have based this with all black, but then I would lose where those highlights go. And I don't want to lose that. My pencil's starting to get dull again. Alright, now we're going to take our white. We're going to flick in some of the highlight areas. little bit of highlight here and here. All right. Like how stark that one part went. Let me just flick into it, which dulls it down just a little bit, but it doesn't remove it. Like so. Make sure you just stay within the hair, because there is a deep shadow line from her hair on her forehead. So I'm also going to do this part here, which is the shadow on the side of her face with her hair. Because this is hair here. Like so. And then we're going to come off of her face here. And of course, under here is going to be the darkest area. We're going to cover that whole area. Just straight coverage. And we'll come back through and work with the flicks for down here. We'll flick where that hair is showing texture. Like so. And then we'll come back through with a gray and give it some more texture. But I wanted to separate her face and her pearls from the hair. Like so. Alright. We're going to sharpen the pencil again. Alright. And just 1 minute. Alright. There we go. Just trying to make sure that I get that dark area through here. Where that piece of hair comes down. Like that. Just darkening the whole area. Flick, flick, flick. Lots of flicks. There, that's better. Alright, so that is going to be her hair. And like I said, I will continue it and finish it off because right now it's looking a little spotty, but we will finish that off. So let's make sure we don't have any weird colors on her. I don't know what that is. Ended up with a little bit of a dot on her cheek, which is fine, but alright, so the first color we're going to use is, we're not going to do the green like we did on him yesterday. We're just going to do the base colors that I was intending on doing. So we're going to use Old Rose. We're going to go with the traditional startup color. And then we're going to build off of it with our browns. And then our lighter tones. We've got some pearls here on her neck. Isn't all that great, so up here is shadow. Same with down here, we've got the pearls. And then we've got her dress. Like so. And then we're going to go in with our cinnamon. It's going to be our first color. And we're going to just use this in the shadow areas for now. We may go back over and add more of it later. But for the moment, this is going to be our defining color so that we can see where things are. And I know it's not looking the best, but it will. It'll clear up just like he did. Though I'm not extremely happy with the way he looks either, but that's okay. And I'm just doing light layers, building that color up. Alright, now we're going to take our walnut brown and we're going to go down this area here where that heavier shadow is. Under her chin. And then we're going to blend it in. Like that. Just going to soften it up a little bit there. Same with here. Got that shadow there as well. Again, I'm going to re-blend that with this color here. Then we're going to do the same thing up here on her forehead. And down her edge here. And go in with the brown, just giving us our definition for those areas like that, just so we don't lose the detail. We're going to go in with our cinnamon. And blend them in. Alright, so the next color we're going to use is, no, not that one. That one, not yet. I'm going to use redwood next. And we're just going to come off of the shadow areas with it. And we're going to move into this shadow here, as well as this shadow here. Come up through this shadow here. Can't remember if I did her chest. I may have to add a different color to her chest as well. Alright. Just going to do very light over top. And then we're going to use terracotta light. Again, starting on top of the shadow, the deepest color area. Bringing it out just a little bit. Alright. She's still in the teenage stage there. Now we're going to go in with the yellow ochre, and then we're going to go over it with the peach, and then the cadmium orange light. And then we're going to start putting in those highlights, reestablishing those shadows and that sort of thing. This is the stage that I don't like because I sit there going, oh my god, it looks terrible. And I start freaking out about now. And yes, I know. It's a process, let it happen. So now I'm using peach. Especially in the shadow. Go over her lips. Put in this shadow here. And then we're going to take the cadmium orange light, and I'm going to leave this one fairly dull to blend with. And I'm hoping it will blend it all together. Give us that nice tone that we want. Just going to go over her eyebrows here. I'll reestablish them with some black. For some reason it's not blending there. I'll use a blender for that. I don't know why it's not blending in that area. Something in the paper. I know that does not look right. It will look better, I promise. Now, let's see if we can make it look any better. We're going to take our blender and we're going to see if we can get these colors to blend together. I don't know what's going on today, but these are not working the way I want them to with this paper, and it was working fine yesterday. So I'm not sure what's going on today. So we're going to add a little bit more of the peach. And a little bit of our brown. For those shadowy areas. And blend it in. I do not know what's going on with this paper today. It's almost like it's punishing me for leaving it out on my desk. You left us out all night long. Oh, I am really sorry. This is really making a bit of a mess. Oh, I don't like that at all. That is not turning out the way it should. Oh dear. I'm sorry, guys. I'm not liking the way this is turning out. So I'm just going to continue adding color and hopefully we can correct it. If not, yeah, that may be the end of this picture. And we may try it again another time. But I'm starting to get flustered with it. And you know what happens when people get flustered with their coloring. It goes flying. So I'm going to take, where did I put it? There it is. I'm going to take the Karen blender and see if I can get it to blend that way, or at least lift up enough that I can see where. Yeah, see, it's picking up the gray. It's not doing what I want either. Yeah, see. That is not what I wanted either, so that's not gonna help. Let this dry for a second. We'll work on up here. And then we're going to take our yellow ochre, blend it in. Getting very flustered with this face. I'm telling you. Not liking how she is turning out at all. It's definitely not going the way I want it to, and it's not blending the way I want it to, which is really frustrating. And, like I said, this is one of the only times I've ever done this skin tone. So having it go in this direction is very frustrating to me. So, especially on camera. So I'm sorry, guys. It looks terrible. I don't like it. Let's see. We're going to try to fix it. I'm sorry, beautiful little princess. I'm messing you up big time. It's not supposed to be there. Where's my eraser? I got stuff on her eye. Yep, this is just not working. This is not working out the way I want it to. And there's something on my paper and it's really frustrating me. Okay. Let's see if we can blend that a little bit now. Hopefully, it'll let us blend it. Don't press too hard, otherwise you'll bring the grayscale up in your blend. You're just pressing hard enough to bring those colors together. And after I blend this, if it doesn't go where I want it to, what I may do is I may move on to something else, and I will come back to this and fix it, or if I can figure out a way to fix it. If I cannot fix it, you may never see this picture again. You will know tomorrow if there's no Fix It Friday. Well, actually, I will do a Fix It Friday and see if I can fix it, but I don't know if I can. If there's no Finish It Friday, you know that I wasn't able to figure out how to fix it. Sometimes things just go awry. Sometimes they're frustrating and you can't figure out how to fix them. Other times you can figure out how to fix them and all is good. Sometimes it's just it needs more color. All right. So we did that very gently so that if we needed to, we could go back in with more color. So let's try that, and then we'll do one more layer of color on it. And move on to something else. So again, we're just going to go do our dark shadows. We're not going to use all the colors. We're just going to use the ones that we want to have prominent, that aren't blending in very well. So we need to make sure that our details, especially, are standing out. We're losing some of our detail. We don't want to do that. All right. And then we're going to go in with the peach. then the yellow ochre. Where did I put it? Oh, there it is. And then let's try the apricot. Maybe that'll help. So we put down the yellow ochre, and now we're just going to gently go over it with the apricot, just to take a little bit of that yellow out. So, and then we're going to dust her off. So this is the last layer I'm going to put on during this video. I may put on another layer after, but let's try to blend this in and see if it helps. I'm just gently blending it. I'm not full force putting pressure to it, because I want to be able to add more color if I need to. If you put too much pressure on it, you will find that it takes up too much wax, and then you can't add anything to it. I still want to add color to her lips and that sort of thing. All right. Sometimes it helps if you go the opposite direction with your blender than you colored. So if you went up and down or in circles, just go the opposite direction that the white spot is showing up in. Okay, so that's not too bad, and I will continue fixing her another time. let's move on to her lips, and we're going to give her a little bit of a pink on her lips. And we're going to take a little bit of this one here, and we're just going to go up here a little bit. Alright, and then we're going to take our white. Just blend it in a little bit. I'm not happy with this turnout, but we will work with it. We will make her beautiful. Right now I feel like I'm putting lipstick on a pig's ear, but you know, that's just because of my inability to color. It's a beautiful picture and I'm just destroying it, and I'm sorry guys. This is what happens when you make a mistake. You just keep going. You keep adding until you are happy with it. Sometimes you just don't end up happy with it. That's not a big deal. That's perfectly okay to not be happy with it. Alright, that's not too bad for her lip, although I'm not liking the white there, so let's... Don't like the way the white sat. It's because I'm not able to... There we go. Pull that out there a little bit. There we go. That's a little better. Alright, so we're going to leave her alone before I completely ruin her. Oh, okay. So we've been going for an hour, and I have gotten some hair and some skin. I'm sorry. I will go through and do a couple of leaves. The leaves will be done just like this one here, with some dark green. So a little bit of Viridian, and there was another darker green that I was using. What's this one? Chrome green, and those the blues? Yeah, those are the blues. Yeah, I think that's it. And then our light greens. I could have swore there was a really dark green that I was using. But yeah, leaf green deep. That was one of the medium toned greens. So I'm going to start with the dark green here. So this is Viridian, which has a little touch of that blue in it, the same as we did down below. I'm not going to put a whole bunch of this down, just a light layer in the darkest area of the leaf. So back here, where that leaf is extremely shaded, we're going to add a little more of it. Same with this one here. Drawing that out. Now this leaf comes down like that, but this is the shadowed area. There's another leaf behind it as well. That is less shadowed. There's a shadow here, and a shadow here. So I'm just putting in those shadows with the Viridian green. There's tree there. And vine up through here. So that's vine there. There's more leaves here. So I'm going to show you how I'm going to do these. I've already showed you how to do the bark of the tree, and that's the same thing that's going to go all the way up this tree. So I'll do up these leaves, then we'll do part of the branch, and we'll show you how the branch is going to be done, and then we'll move over to this other tree over here. I'll show you how that's going to be done, and then the rest of it I will do off screen, and then tomorrow for Finish It Friday, or Fix It Friday, depending upon how much I get discouraged with her face, we may end up doing a bit of a background on it with some inks. Alright, so there is the Viridian green. Now we're going to go in with our chrome green, and we're going to extend those shadow areas. Just deepening them up. I think I just colored the tree green, but that's okay. I wanted to add a little more green to the tree anyway. And we'll show you why tomorrow. Alright, so this goes down there. This comes up here. Like so. And then leaf green. Is going to be our next color. Right over top of those darker greens. leaving the highlight areas open if I stay on screen. Sorry, I've shifted in my chair, so I've moved the area of which I was coloring. So my position has changed on my seat, which changes where my arm wants to be. Alright. Again, just going to fill this in. And this one here. This one here as well. And same thing over here. Like so. Alright. And then we're going to take our light green, which is cadmium green pale. And we're going to go through the whole leaf, brightening that up and hitting those highlight areas. And of course my watch is going to hit on my desk and make a clink, 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 clink noise, which is going to drive me crazy. Now, after seeing Ruth's original, because she did show me the original artwork for this page, she has a lot of green coming down the tree. So I'm just going to put a little bit of green in here and see how it looks. It may not do anything. It may just brighten it up because I've got that brown there. But that's fine too. So we're just going to put some of this green here. On the highlight area of the tree, like that. Same with down through here. And up through here. I'm just going to put a little bit of brightness back on the tree, like so. All right, that's better. Okay, so now for the branches here. Now that we've got those leaves done, we're going to do this branch. I'm going to sniffle. Actually, I'm going to adjust myself because my leg is getting sore. And then we'll move over to this tree and we'll do some more of the background and everything else tomorrow. Sorry if I have to adjust myself. I was sitting in a position my body said, yeah, no. So I'm going to turn you a bit so that you can see the limb there. And the first color I'm going to get is Van Dyke Brown. And we're going to start under here with the Van Dyke Brown. And we're doing the underside of the limb where our shadows are going to be. So anywhere that you have a crossover, something hanging over top of it, you're going to have a shadow. So putting in our bird shadow here. And our shadow from this limb here. And the jungle shadow. Putting in those darker areas here. All right. And we've got some different little textures in the wood here. Well, the bark, I should say. But we're going to concentrate on this limb here, and then I may do the other limb off camera, and then we'll work on the background tomorrow and if I can fix her face. I may just leave it alone for a little bit because sometimes when you get frustrated with something and you play with it too much, you will find that you end up messing it up more than fixing it. So let's just leave it alone and I will come back to it after my brain settles on why I think what I added or what I didn't add that may have caused the issues I have with it. Like I said, this is the first time I've ever done this kind of skin, so I'm not horribly upset with it because, you know, sometimes it just takes practice. And I'm really good at the lighter skins, and you know, that took practice. Now I just have to practice on doing other skins. Alright, so the next color we're going to add is choose walnut brown, which is over here somewhere. Walnut brown. And go right over top of that other color. Like so. And then I think we're going to add some I don't know why, but these pencils are just not liking the paper today. They liked that paper yesterday. It's almost like they're punishing me. They left me out. But it wasn't cold last night, so it wasn't like you were left out in the cold. Yes, I'm talking to my pencils. Alright, this is wood here. Shadow there from the leaf. Just pulling up into here of this limb here. Then we're going to come up this one. There's going to be shadows here as well. Alright. Put in the shadow here. Just putting in those little details all the way up the limb. Alright, now we're going to dust that off, and we're going to take, I think it's already in here. That's too blue. Warm gray. We're just going to blend that all together with warm gray. And that's the way we're going to do all the branches. And just blend all that color together. All right, so I'm sorry if I keep on going quiet. I'm just concentrating on making sure I don't go into areas that I don't want to go into because I'm pressing at a medium pressure to blend those colors together. And I don't want to go over, say, a leaf or something that I don't want to be brown with a blending pressure. So basically what I'm doing here is I'm taking a little bit more of the tooth out of the page. And if I want to add more color to it, such as a leaf color here and here, I may not be able to if I go over it with the gray too hard. Same with the vine there, trying not to go over the vine. But still get that blend going with the brown colors. Alright, so there is our tree limb, and it's a little grainy, but that's okay. We'll add a couple of other layers to it and build that color up a bit more. Now for our vines, we are going to use cadmium green, oxide of chrome, and this one here, which is leaf light. So we're going to start with the oxide of chrome. Get it nice and sharp. And we're going to start with our darkest areas, of course, with our darkest green. Now as we move into that area that's lit up, our dark green areas is going to start shrinking. On this vine here. Now on this vine here, it's dark back here and under these leaves. So we're going to do our dark green there and up through here. Leaving that light area and then a dark area here and under here. So we're just following the shadows on the vines, making sure that our vine colors are done up there. Now that's a branch. This is a vine. So I'm just doing the deepest vines right now. So these little tiny thin ones back here, we're not going to do right yet. Just these really thick ones. Okay. And then the next color, let's see, got it tipped the wrong way. Sorry, guys. So the next color we're going to use is the cadmium green. And we're going to turn that light off because that's annoying. There, that might be a little better. And then we're going to come in through here and we're just going to go over top of that dark green and extend it into the medium shadow tones. So the areas that have a medium color of shadow, a gray. So anything that has a really light gray, we're going to be covering that with the lightest color. All right. Again, I apologize if I go too quiet. It's really concentration more than anything else, trying to find and locate where I want that medium tone to be. All right, and now we're going to take our lightest color. And again, we're going to turn the page, but we're going to go in to each area, and we're going to fill it in the rest of the way. So we're going to see some of that light color come through. Which will give our vines a more natural blend of color. And hopefully I'm still on screen. Of course I'm not. Sorry guys. For all of those that have waited and hung out with me while I messed up things here, thank you. I appreciate it. I know it's been a very long video, so I'm not going to extend it very much longer. I will show you what I'm going to do on this tree here, and then we are going to call it a day. So this tree here in Ruth's original is a very bright tree. So I'm going to actually take this light green and I'm going to coat the tree in the lightest areas. The darkest areas we're going to add some brown to, as well as some darker green, building that plant life all the way up the tree. So this area here, even though it is quite light, is going to be a little bit darker than the rest of the tree. Now all this area back here is quite light, as well as all the way up here. So all that is going to be this lovely bright green vine that goes all the way up the tree. We will be adding some contrasting colors and that sort of thing, as well as brightening up this color for this area here. We also do have to do his flute. But the majority of this tree has that bright green, like the sun is hitting it, kind of bright color. So I'm just going over it a few times, getting that color base on there. And building that up a little bit. All right. Now I'm just going to show you here on these areas here how I'm going to build that up. So we've got the walnut brown, And we're going to come in where that darkest color is, right here. And we're just going to extend it up. As if it's the tree showing through the vines. Because that's basically what it is it's the tree showing through the vines. Just going to build that up down here especially because this is going to be our darkest area. Like so. And then after I get this on here, once we've got the brown on there, then we're going to take a little bit of a darker green, but not too much darker. So we're going to take leaf green deep, and we're going to go off of that brown into the edges of the brown into the green. Like so. Filling in that darker shadow area. Like that. Try to stay down here where you can see it. And then after this is built up, then we will move on and add a second layer of that brighter green. To the tree itself. So we're going to take the cadmium green pale, and we're going to give a sharpen, and then we're just going to go right over top of it again. And then when we blend this all together, it should take out all of the white spot. And the blender should have plenty of pencil to work with. Alright, I'm going to go back up here, do the same thing. like so. All right, so I'm going to switch you over to the main screen here so you can see it a little bit better. As you can see, I added a bit of green onto here. This one here, I've added the green and the brown. We've done the branch as well as the vines. So I'll continue with the branches as well as the leaves for the vines and that sort of thing off screen. I'm going to do them the same way I've done the other leaves here. And then hopefully I'll be able to get that all cleared up today. And then we will do her dress and her sleeve, her eyes, and see if I can feel better about her skin tone. And then we'll do the background. It's not looking too bad now that I'm not looking right up close at it. So I think once I put in her eyebrows and her eye color and you know, her eyes and that sort of thing, I will feel a lot better about it, as well as her clothes and finish her hair. So I'll finish up the hair and that sort of thing. We'll do her clothes tomorrow, and then we'll do a background. I will finish up all the foliage as well as this tree and that sort of thing tonight off screen, and we'll do his flute, her clothes, and the background tomorrow during Finish It Friday. All right, guys, with that, I would like to say thank you all very much for hanging out. I know it's been a very, very long video. Keep an eye out tomorrow for another video as well for our 2,500 subscriber giveaway. For all of you that stayed with me throughout the entire video, you know, you guys have a heads up of keep an eye out for that video tomorrow. Watch the entire thing. There is going to be some instructions on how to enter the giveaway. All right, guys, with that, thank you all very much for watching. Always remember to like, comment, and subscribe to any YouTube artist that you enjoy. And of course, always remember to relax, color, and stay safe, everyone. Until next time, bye-bye for now.